Hello everyone, welcome back to Indianapolis for the inaugural World Magic Cup. Rich Hagon, Brian David-Marshall, we're here to take you through some of the runners and riders. Now, 71 nations taking part in this. We can't go through all of them, but we're going to give you 8 of some of the most interesting nations, some of the nations we think might be in the mix come Sunday. Where do you want to start, BDM? Alphabetically. Let's do it like that.
Okay.
So where do we go?
Let's start off in Australia.
Okay.
Let's start as far away from here as we can get.
Pretty much.
With one of the best players in the game, who I think a lot of people still don't fully recognize. He reminds me a lot of Paulo Vitor Dama-de-Rosa in terms of how their early careers have mirrored each other. Jeremy Neiman from Australia.
Again, a geographic thing, partly, right? You know, they're not from a big center of Magic like Japan or Europe or the US. They're outside those three areas, both of them.
Yeah, and Jeremy's been here before. He has world team experience, and he has a team that has world team experience.
Let's take a look at the team that goes with him. There's the 3. Justin Chiang was part of the team that were runner-up in 2008 at Memphis.
And a player who's considered one of the best players in Australia. And Jeremy was really excited about finally getting a chance. They've never been to a Pro Tour together or a high-level event together.
Nice.
You know, outside of Australia. So this is their first time playing on a big stage together.
Okay, so that's Australia. Let's come to
talk about John Paul Kelly, by the way, just for 1 second. He's someone who has had a top 16 finish at a Pro Tour, which is something only a handful of Australian players can say. So just someone to keep an eye on.
All right. Vincent Lemoine, we know him from Belgium. Now, Belgium is one of the most consistent teams in the field because if we look at the team that goes with him, you've got, down it comes, Christophe Gregoire, Marijn Leibert, Peter Viren. All 4 of those are essentially Magic pros. 456 lifetime pro points between the 4 of them.
It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm personally disgusted by this team.
I'm going to give you hope, though, for all that Lemoine, Gregoire, and Leibert all have Pro Tour top 8s, for all that Lemoine, Gregoire, Leibert, and Viren have Grand Prix top 8s. How many titles do they have between them, BDM?
Yeah.
It's none.
Vincent Lemoine, by the way, worth noting, the first time we ever saw him or paid attention to him was Worlds 2004, when he took the Belgian national team with a then also unknown Geoffrey Serron to the finals of the World Team Championships.
Serron, of course, who would go on to win Pro Tour London the following year. Yeah. All right, so that's Belgium. Who have we got next, BDM?
Well, so Brazil's an interesting story to me because it's really, I mean, the story is all about Paulo Vitor Dama-de-Rosa. Paulo is a Hall of Famer elect. By the time when Pro Tour Return to Ravnica rolls around in October, he's going to be stepping up on stage, accepting his Green Lantern ring, and being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, it's hard to believe that he's already been playing 10 years. He still seems like such a, sort of fresh face on the Pro Tour. And he's playing with a team of fresh faces.
Okay, let's look at them. Elton Carnera, Leonardo Sequeira, and Giuliano Souza. I mean, he was 9th at a Grand Prix this year.
Look, I interviewed Paulo about this in my column, and he said, look, these guys all won a big Magic tournament here to get here. Like, maybe you don't know who they are, but they beat a field of people with, experience, a tough crowd, and they have basically someone who the world considers the 3rd best Magic player of all time, or if you want to disagree with them violently, the 5th best player of all time. You know what I mean? Like, the range is 1 to 5.
1 to 5, I agree.
Can he put these 3 guys on his shoulders and drag them through?
All right. Let's move on. I'm going to give you Canada. Alexander Hayne, fine. We know all about him, but I want to look at the team that comes with him. Jamie Blanchette, inexperienced. Lucas Xiao, recently runner-up at a Grand Prix.
Lucas Xiao also, by the way, is someone who, for a while, was the most dominant constructed player, or among the 2 or 3 most dominant constructed players on the Pro Tour.
2009, he had the best constructed record across 2009. But the story I love here is Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson could have been the national champion until Alexander Hayne came along and took that away. But the Canadian community, with 1 WMCQ left, Mark Anderson wasn't going to go, couldn't afford to get there. And there was a kind of, not quite a Kickstarter, but essentially it was a Kickstarter to get Mark Anderson to that event. He went, he won, he's here, Canada in with a great
And
show.
Alexander Hayne contributed to that fund to get him there. Yeah. He's like, this is who I want on my team, this is who Canada needs to win this event. So.
Who's next?
how dare you?
What?
How dare you? You're like,
What?
okay, so, we don't just do these, we kind of rehearse it, and Rich is like, I'm going to take this slide, you'll take the next slide. So you just had to rig it, so I'm going to say nice things about England? What? This is unbelievable.
Go on, say nice things about England.
Well,
then.
I mean, it's pretty easy to say nice things about Richard Bland.
Yep.
Been a super impressive player. And honestly, we're coming out of the Olympics. A couple of people have joked that this is the Wizards Olympics, the World Magic Cup. And, England had an incredible showing. They won a ton of gold in the Olympics, and there's a lot of pride, as you've been telling me before the show. So I'm wondering if that pride, that enthusiasm, and that success can carry over into the World Magic Cup.
You've mispronounced that. It's not carry over. If you look at the team, you'll find it's carry Oliver. Carry Oliver, not carry over.
Oh, I got that wrong.
And then we got Marco Orsini-Jones and Manveer Samra. I'm really hopeful that Manveer can make the difference. He's a terrific guy, been around a long time, very inexperienced at this level.
But he's like a PTQ veteran, people
totally.
very well respected in the English Magic community, right?
And the big question is, can Marco Orsini-Jones deliver a ton of great decks? Can he
is that his?
I mean, he's got an amazing record on
So
Magic Online.
his brother is
top 8 from Kyoto.
Top 8 from Kyoto.
So we'll see. Let's move on. I will bring you to Japan. It's Yu Watanabe. There he is with a Player of the Year title. That means he's quite good at Magic.
He's a Rookie of the Year title too, right?
Yeah, he does indeed. Let's see who he's with. He's got Sunao Nakai, Yuta Takahashi, and Akira Tanaka. Now, Takahashi, King of the Fairies, as we call him, because he won all the time with Bitter Blossom. Terrific player. Sunao and Akira, Nakai and Tanaka, no experience, no Pro Tours, no Grand Prix, no lifetime Pro points. Can either of those step up to the plate? That's the big question.
Again, they won World Magic Cup qualifiers in Japan. That's not easy.
No.
That is not easy.
No, I've never won one. Okay, let's move on again. Who have you got?
I mean, this, to me, Robert Jurkovic, he is, boy, he's a difficult man to interview. He's a difficult man to talk to. He's
kind of like that in interview.
That is him in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's doing in that picture?
Being good at Magic?
Yeah, being awesome at Magic. And apparently, despite his sort of gruff exterior, is apparently a tremendous community leader on the Slovakian Magic scene. Has a store and really fosters a community of young players coming up. But he's first of all, incredible success. But he's also got probably one of the scarier teams, right up there with the Belgian team in
certainly
terms of
the most experienced. Let's have a look.
Ivan Flock, Patrick Surab, Philip Vallis, all of these players have World Team Championship experience.
Yeah, between them, 17 times they will have represented the Slovak Republic. The only one who has less than 5 is Patrick Surab, but the first time, well, that was when he was part of the 2010 championship team.
Right, won the World Team Championships. By the way, it's a big opportunity. There have been, in the history of World Team Championships, the United States has won 8 times. And then after that, you have Germany, Japan, and Canada, I believe. I don't actually have anything written on my note card.
Multiple champions?
Sure. So I'm not sure. But are the only other multiple champions. Everyone else has won one single time. So,
we're running out of time. And we're close to the end of the alphabet, so I'm assuming that I get to talk about Venezuela as our last thing.
Yeah,
so
I set up a slide for you.
How dare you? You've rigged it so that I have to say nice things about Team USA.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at who's with Brian Kibler. You know him. Alex Bennett, Joe Panacchio, Luis Scott Vargas. You know him. This is, to me, is a mirror image of Japan. You've got 2 huge names in the game. They've done everything. They've got the T-shirt. They've won everything there is to win. Then you have 2 guys, Alex and Joe. One of them has to step up to the plate this weekend.
Sure. And Hall of Famer, already written on my 2013 ballot in the top spot for the Hall of Fame. I interviewed Alex Bennett when he won his World Magic Cup qualifier.
Yep.
Seemed like a very impressive young man. And Joe Panacchio, I've met him at PTQs, but like the East Coast PTQ community was super excited for him, and have said good stuff. Watch him.
Well, we will watch him. We'll watch all of them. and 63 other countries here at the first ever World Magic Cup. If you want us to talk about your country, get on Twitter, let us know about your community, because I don't know much about Puerto Rican Magic right now. You want to tell me about that? MTG Rich. That's where we can find that information. So
I'm at Top 8 Games.
yeah, so give that to us and we'll talk about your country all weekend long. But for now, with 71 teams still in the running to be the inaugural World Magic Cup champions, for Brian David Marshall, I'm Rich Hagon saying bye.